Hello and welcome. In this series, this is our third video, and this week we are going to discuss algae. Algae are the second topic of cryptogams and the first topic of the green organisms. After algae, we will be left with Bryophyta and Pteridophyta in cryptogamic botany. The algal world is important from the examination point of view and also from the point of view of plant evolution. Within the green algae, there is a group called Charophyceae, the class in which Chara is there. Charophyceae is now universally accepted as the ancestor to the land plants. The bryophytes originated from early Charophycean algae almost 450 million years back in the Ordovician. And from the same ancestral stock at a later point of time, nearly 420 million years ago, the earliest vascular plants originated. This evolutionary importance has frequently been asked in the examination in different forms. Sometimes it can be a question on origin of bryophytes, on origin of land plants, or on origin of pteridophytes. At other times, you will find a question on evolutionary importance of Charophyceae, evolutionary importance of Chara, or how Charophycean algae are related to the evolution of heterotrichous land plants, so on. If you scan the past papers, you will find many such questions having been asked in the examination. But the algal world is not about the green algae alone. The algal world includes the cyanobacteria, which are traditionally known as the blue-green algae, the green algae, which are known as Chlorophyta now, then brown algae, which are called Phaeophyceae, a class within Chromophyta. Then we also have to study diatoms, which belong to Bacillariophyceae. We have to study Xanthophyceae, again a class within Chromophyta. And then one big phylum that we have to study is Rhodophyta, or the red algae. In this discussion, we are going to take a deep look into what are the topics that you have to study in algae, and within a topic, what are the area of examination significance. But before we get into this journey, let me tell you that in algae, pretty much like fungi, we are going to study a number of life histories. That means we have to do genera. In some genera, only the reproductive events will be important for the examination. But in some genera, you will notice that certain structures are also routinely getting asked in the examination. So we have to be prepared for a structural account as well as reproductive account, depending on the genus that we are going to study. Apart from life history and certain unique structures of a specific genera, we also have to study certain general topics in algae. By general topics, we will mean certain general features, modes of reproduction, alternation of generations, economic importance, ecological significance, so on. Let us start our journey of syllabus mapping of algae, the second topic of our cryptogamic botany survey. Talking of algae, first of all, we have to understand what is the modern concept of the algae. So in the modern botanical literature, the organisms treated as algae do not belong to one division or one phylum. They are actually members of different phyla. And when you read a modern textbook in algae, you will be realizing how the green algae are so fundamentally different from brown algae, how brown algae are equally different from the red algae. In the algal world, there are even prokaryotic organisms which are included. In the algal world, we call them blue-green algae, but the fact is they are bacteria and their correct name should be cyanobacteria. So modern day scientists consider algae as photosynthetic organisms. They are primarily aquatic. Of course, there are some members which can grow in mud. There are some members which can be present in snow. And then there are members which grow upon other plants or other animals. So nature of the algae is photosynthetic by mode of nutrition, but they are organisms of diverse lineage. What are the common features of all the algae? All the algae have got three features in common. First and foremost, they do not have plant organs. The plant organs here are roots, stem, and leaves. All algae lack this. Second, they do not have jacketed sex organs, and they disperse by mode of spores. So the dispersal of algae is by mode of spores. Apart from that, the algae are photosynthetic. There are a few algae, I am talking of genus level, which are non-photosynthetic, but then their other close relative genera are photosynthetic. So we can broadly say that the algae are photosynthetic. Then we come to they are members of diverse lineage, because within the algal world you will be dealing with phylum Chlorophyta, phylum Chromophyta, and then you will be dealing with phylum Rhodophyta. Although some authors include Cyanophyta, but then according to most of the modern authors, Cyanophyta should be treated as bacteria. The algae also lack embryogeny, and as I have already said, they are primarily aquatic. So the first important task before you is to understand the modern concept of algae and their correct taxonomy and evolutionary relation. Once we are done with this, that is all about the introductory part. Then you can move to what are the important things that you should be studying for your examination. So when we see the important topics, so first and foremost we come to the category called the general topics. In general topics there are a few things that I have not mentioned, but you need to prepare them also. Let's say first the salient features of algae. Salient features of algae has been asked for up to 20 marks, and its chances of getting asked for 15 marks are much higher. Then the difference between algae and fungi, difference between algae and bryophyta, and within the bryophytic world, difference between algae and liverworts. These are short differences. Each one of them should be prepared in approximately 180 words for 15 marks each one. So this one in 180 words, this one in 180 words, and these differences are especially important if you are preparing for Indian Forest Service also. After this, you will be dealing with the reproduction modes in algae. So in reproduction, what you have to do, modes of asexual reproduction. In this, you will need to talk about the types of zoospores, the types of aplanospores, and other spores that you encounter in the algal world. This you should be preparing for 20 marks, and in this kind of question, figures are very, very important. Similarly, modes of sexual reproduction will be another important topic. And sexual reproduction, again, what are the major types of sexual reproduction? You have got isogamy, anisogamy, oogamy, and the sexual reproduction where none of the gametes are motile. All of these need to be mentioned, and you should be preparing it for approximately 250 words, or at the least 220 words. Figures will play an important example, and in both of these, examples are very, very important. So figures will play an important role. Examples will play very important role. So be a little careful about these things. After this, range of life cycle in algae is quite important. If you scan through the question paper, it has been repeated, and it is something that you should be preparing for 20 marks. All the types of life cycle needs to be mentioned. That will mean haploid type, diploid type, different types of alternation of generation, and triphasic life cycle. After this, range of structure. So different types of thallus you encounter in algae. In this, first and foremost, you need to understand the concept of what is a thallus, how do we define thallus, and then what are the simplest forms of thallus, and from simple, how does it become complex in the algal world, that you need to prepare. Here also, figure will be very important. Examples have to be given. You need to remember where do we find simple unbranched filament, where do we find simple but floating filament, where do we have branched structure, everything. Heterotrichus, where do we find laminar structure. You need to draw neat line diagrams, and then you need to mention the example. Then we come to diversity of algae. So the word diversity of algae basically refers to their classification, and this is where you will need to develop the modern concept of algae. So here my advice will be that in modern concept you have to go for the concept of algae that has been taken by Robert Edward Lee or Linda Graham and Wilcox. So either one author's version of modern concept of algae will be pretty much acceptable to the examiner. So this is one area where Indian textbooks will not be much helpful. Some of you may have to look on internet resources to find what is the present algal classification, so on. So you need to work on that. After diversity, beneficial aspect. When we talk of beneficial aspect, so each group of algae is important for food, for fodder, as source of antibiotic, as source of single cell protein, a number of industrially important products, so on, you need to prepare. Harmful aspects of algae are quite a few. You need to do that as well. For harmful aspect, it is going to be a very short note, about 8 to 10 points for 10 marks you need to prepare. Beneficial aspects for 15 marks, diversity for 15 marks. That is how it is going to be there. In diversity, be prepared for one more question, which is more like the algae are polyphyletic. This can be asked to you as a statement, and you will be asked to comment upon it. Prepare this question as well for 15 marks, and you will have to justify why the algae are considered to be polyphyletic. Once you are done with all of these, you are done with the so-called general topics. General topics are very important when it comes to the question paper of the examination. Then you come to certain groups where you need to know the general features of the group. These group will be blue-green algae, green algae, red algae, brown algae, yellow-green algae, diatoms, and dinoflagellates. Now I am going to tell you that when you are going to deal with them, What should be the general format of your discussion? So the general format of your discussion, let me open a new page. So the general format of your discussion will be, first and foremost, systematic position. So what would we mean by systematic position? By systematic position we mean that when we use the word green algae, we are basically talking about a phylum called Chlorophyta. But when we use the term brown algae, so the brown algae are not a phylum, but they are actually a class called Phaeophyceae. And this class comes under the phylum Chromophyta. Similarly, when we talk of diatoms, so diatoms are also a class called Bacillariophyta. No, Bacillariophyceae, because it is a class. And this also comes under the phylum Chromophyta. So basically, brown algae and diatoms, they belong to the same phylum Chromophyta. So the first thing that you have to do is the systematic position of the group that you are talking about. So you are talking about, let's go back to the previous slide. So let's say that you are talking about brown algae. So you will first of all talk about the systematic position of brown algae. That brown algae constitute a class called Phaeophyceae under the phylum Chromophyta. So that is what you have to deal with. Once you are done with this, then you have to come to its defining feature. What kind of organisms are called brown algae? So you will have to deal with the defining feature. So to be called brown algae, an organism needs to have chlorophyll A plus chlorophyll C. The organism needs to have either a diplontic or alternation of generation type of life cycle. The organism needs to have a macrostructure, and lastly the food reserves, because other features when you talk of, they can overlap with the rest of the members of Chromophyta, but if you want to mention, then you can mention the secondary or accessory pigments as well. So these are the defining features. After that, the third part will be salient features. Salient features you can divide into two parts. First, structural features. Second, reproductive features. And in reproduction only, you also need to mention the life cycle types. Then you would come to the fourth part in the group description. So the fourth part is going to be at least one representative life cycle. Examiner wants to see that. So fourth part is a representative life cycle. So let's say that you are talking about the brown algae. So you may like to draw the life cycle of Ectocarpus, or you can describe the life cycle of Laminaria, or you can describe the life cycle of Fucus. And here a good line diagram with minimal description will be quite enough. The fifth segment of your answer will be diversity. That will mean what are the major groups under this. So if it is a class, then what are the major orders under this class? If it is a division, what are the major classes under this division? Diversity, and in diversity you have to give examples also. Lastly, economic and ecological importance. That ways a group's general account can be done. And going back, you have to do the same for the blue-green algae, the cyanobacteria, the green algae, chlorophyta, the red algae, rhodophyta, brown algae, as I told you, Phaeophyceae, yellow-green algae, Xanthophyceae, diatoms, Basidiophyceae. After this general features, you will be coming to certain life cycles. Let's count how many life cycles we must be doing. We have to do 9 life cycles. Maximum number of life cycles are from green algae. Then this is Xanthophyceae. This is Phaeophyceae. This is Rhodophyta. Out of these, rather important type of life cycles will be Vaucaria, Fucus, Chara, Edogonium and Volvox. So 5 out of 9 I consider quite important, but you must be doing all the 9. If you want to do, or if you can do a few more life cycle, you should be doing Spirogyra. You should also be doing Laminaria. So when it comes to Laminaria are brown algae and Spirogyra is a member of the green algal world. In Chlamydomonas, what are the important things to do? In Chlamydomonas, you will basically be doing the life cycle and modes of sexual reproduction and its evolution. A question has been asked how Chlamydomonas displays the evolution of sexual reproduction in the world of algae. So you have to trace the entire range of sexual reproduction in different species of Chlamydomonas, and then you have to weave a series of evolutionary trend in the green algal world based on Chlamydomonas example. In Volvox, both structure and reproduction will be important. In Edogonium, reproduction is more important, and within reproduction, Macrandrus and Nanandrus. Sexual reproduction is quite important. In Coleochaete, structure is less important, reproduction is more important. And here, look out for the term spermocarp. What is a spermocarp? How it is formed? What is its nature? All of this you need to know. Chara, structure is also important. Reproduction is also important, but reproduction is more important. Here the questions are asked on nucleus and globule. They are the name of reproductive organs, and how are they formed, how are they organized, how do they function, all of it gets asked in the examination. In Vaucaria, question has been asked on structure also, question has been asked on reproduction also. And in Vaucaria, you are also going to deal with a stage of life cycle that is known as Gongrosera stage. So what's a Gongrosera stage? You need to know with clarity. Now for the lack of a space, I am going to deal with Fucus, Ectocarpus, Polysiphonia and Laminaria on the next page. So let's start with Fucus. In Fucus, you need to be prepared with its structure, and within structure, what are the advanced features of the structure, and then its reproduction. Fucus is interesting in the sense that it does not display a sexual reproduction. It only displays sexual reproduction, but its sexual reproduction has got certain unique structures, for example, receptacles, so on. So you will need to go in the detail of these structures. Then we have got Ectocarpus. In Ectocarpus, the focus is on reproduction, and within reproduction, it is alternation of generations. So what is alternation of generations? Where a single life cycle is completed by alternate appearance of a haploid and a diploid plant or a diploid individual, and together appearing one after another when they complete the life cycle, we call it alternation of generations. So Ectocarpus displays isomorphic alternation of generations. You need to know very well about it. Next genus will be Laminaria. In Laminaria also we find alternation of generations. So alternation of generations in Laminaria, but interestingly Laminaria is a case of heteromorphic alternation of generations, and here the heteromorphy is very stark. One generation is really a giant kelp. On the other hand, the sexual generation is quite small. With this, you will be pretty well done with all the brown algal life cycle, and then we are left with one more life cycle, Polysiphonia. Polysiphonia is going to perhaps take more time than other genera. In Polysiphonia, you need to do its structure, because the structure of Polysiphonia is complex one, especially the structure of the gametophyte generation. After this, you are going to do triphasic life cycle. As the name itself clearly indicates, there are 3 phases to this life cycle. So one phase is the gametophyte, and the gametophyte is separated between female and male. So there is a separate male gametophyte and there is a separate female gametophyte. After this, we have got the second generation that we know as carposporophyte. So carposporophyte is a diploid generation, and those who have studied botany nicely, so you would already know that gametophyte is haploid generation, and the last generation is called tetrasporophyte. The tetrasporophyte is also a diploid generation. So prepare an account of all the three phases very, very well. After doing this, you also need to do how carposporophyte arises. This has been already asked as a question. So you need to know the answer of how carposporophyte arises. In other words, you need to know the developmental process from fertilization till cystocarp development. And interestingly, on cystocarp itself short note has been asked, plus cystocarp and spermocarp have been asked to be differentiated. So you have already learnt where is a spermocarp found, where is cystocarp found. You also have to differentiate. And last but not the least, you should be prepared to compare the life cycle of Polysiphonia and Batrachospermum. And in Batrachospermum, go for the modern understanding of life cycle. Do not use the older concept of Batrachospermum life cycle. So with this, you will be completing the entire range of topics and entire range of questions that can be asked to you on algae. The life cycles, if you are not very habituated of doing, will initially appear a little challenging, but with some patience, you will be able to handle the life cycles very, very well. Now, what should be your go-to book? My suggestion here is Textbook of Botany by Singh, Pandey and Jain. This is a book brought out by Rastogi publication. Within this, you will find coverage of most of the things. The only drawback, otherwise the book is good, but the only drawback is it has older scheme of classification, and the account of life cycle also do not include the modern version. So the modern account of life cycle are missing. So these are the two drawbacks. Either you can use internet resources, but certainly not Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a very authentic source, and examiners don't like Wikipedia kind of information at all. So refrain from using Wikipedia. So if you come across some authoritative source, that will be nice. Else, you can always go for Evolution's study material. That is always a choice, which has got all the things very contemporary, very modern. So the choice will be made by you. But this is how you have to do algae. If you try to do it well, and if you have not done it earlier, it should take at least 7 to 10 days, depending on how much time you are devoting on this section. By the time you are done with this, I will be ready with the next video on how to prepare Bryophyta under Cryptogams of Botany. So till then, keep working hard and be with this series. Goodbye and good luck, and thank you very much for listening to me and watching this series. Thank you and goodbye.